Salesforce CRM is a leading CRM in the market, not only in one industry, because it's not industry specific, across all the industries in the world. But why are people still so frustrated with it? From endless customizations to pricing, which is very, very complex, people do get very dissatisfied with Salesforce. I'm sure that any of you who ever spoke about Salesforce have saw that rolling of the eyes or that deep breath before giving their opinion on Salesforce. So in this video, we're going to go through 5 top reasons why are people dissatisfied with Salesforce. Hi everyone, my name is Stefan. I'm from Loncom Consulting, and we are a company that specializes in operational data analysis and systems implementation. In this video, I'm going to give you the top 5 reasons why people are dissatisfied with Salesforce from our experience, people and partners of Salesforce that constantly implement it with businesses across all the industries. So let's dive into it, and here are the 5 top reasons why are people dissatisfied with Salesforce. Number 1 is user-friendliness. Let's face it, we live in a digital era where there is a lot of things that are very, very user-friendly. And when you want to adopt a new or implement a new system into your business, user adoption is a big topic. Salesforce at the first hand is not very user-friendly. A lot of businesses out there will claim that a lot of people using it from sales all the way to management. So Salesforce's user-friendliness is something that definitely needs to be addressed as one of the top reasons why people are dissatisfied about the system. You're going to find in those areas that yes, we do have Lightning App Builder, we have all of these things that can customize and can help with that user-friendliness. But in reality, Salesforce's focus is not user-friendliness, it is the functionality behind it, that crazy functionality, crazy customization that as a system well set up can get you that. So number 1 reason, user-friendliness, not very good. The second reason why people are dissatisfied with Salesforce is endless customizations. There are many workflows/automations that you can build within Salesforce. Object Manager customizations are very much in-depth and very focused. Yes, that's one of the great things with Salesforce, because then you can really apply it throughout all the industries. But you really need to know your way around Salesforce to customize it in the backend for front-end easier use. So I would say that endless customization within Salesforce is a negative. If you want to get your system up and running fast, if you need to have very simple processes that need replicating in a digital way, it is not very good. Moreover, your users are not going to love those customizations that much. They're going to get scared of clicking somewhere, something going wrong, and so on and so forth. We're going to talk with this a little later on, but training and implementation is very important. Customizations do stop that rolling out very fast. Second reason, endless customization of Salesforce. In my opinion, the third reason why people are really dissatisfied with Salesforce starts way at the beginning, before you went in and purchased the license. I mean, Data Cloud, Service Cloud, Sales Cloud. What is Einstein? This is very confusing. Salesforce does not make your life easy when it comes to pricing and getting the licenses up and running. They always want to sell you more. Let's face it, that's just the reality of SaaS. But what do you really need? Going into all of these functionalities, and then don't get me wrong, let's say you want to buy Sales Cloud, then you're going to have your basic version, your standard, your Pro, your Enterprise. Which one do you really need to go for? It is all a confusing thing for a business up and running with Salesforce. Don't get me wrong also, getting more licenses, very expensive. The costs get up with Salesforce licenses very quickly. So if you don't have any experts, like for example us, your Salesforce developers, you will find yourself in a problem, because really what Salesforce pricing do you need to go for is going to be a big question. Pricing, reason number 3. Reason number 4, and why a lot of Salesforce CRM fail, is implementation. Okay, let's face it, a lot of businesses that go out there and buy Salesforce, they're just looking at the cost of licenses, and this is what we see day in and day out. What they are forgetting is there's this implementation cost. Who's going to set it up? Who's going to customize Salesforce? Who is going to really get into the depth so your processes are replicated digitally? Implementation costs are often forgotten in any industry out there. And it's a big problem, because you buy for a Salesforce license, let's say you go 12 months for 50 users on a Pro license, all of a sudden you find yourself 3 months in paying for all those licenses, but the system is not up and running. Implementation, you need somebody in-house that is going to manage that system, or you need an external service like ours that is going to come in there and help you replicate all of your processes into the digital Salesforce CRM area. In general, I would say Salesforce is a great tool, and a lot of businesses, whether large or small, are utilizing it for their internal business management. But if you don't put implementation costs, if you don't put implementation time into all of this, you're going to find yourself in a problem, because You bought this license, you have Salesforce, great tool, you know it's great, but how do you really make your team use it? How do you use it for reporting? How do you use it for data analytics? How do you use it to get the data-driven insights to lead your business? It's one of the big questions. A lot of CRM implementations fail. Implementation is a problem. Face it, go and address it. You need to think about that at the beginning rather than when you're in the journey. And the last thing, why I think a lot of people are dissatisfied with Salesforce, is training requirements. Let's go way back, okay? You bought Salesforce license, that's number 3. I said cost and pricing a little bit of a problem. Then you sorted out the implementation. Who's going to use it, okay? Next big question. You have to account for all of that. Training requirements for Salesforce do require time and money. It's going to pull away your team maybe from your day-to-day tasks, and it's going to have that process in place for them to use Salesforce CRM. The worst thing that can happen is that you're spending money on licenses, on implementation, but your team is not using it. That means you, whether as a business owner or as a manager, cannot get the insights out of that and manage your business as a whole. Training requirement is crucial. It doesn't matter whether you're a big business or a small business. The thing is, you have to really sit down with your users and still allow them to do their main task, whether that's sales, admin, service, or whatever, but you still have it recorded all in Salesforce. So training, we see that it really is the last point, but it fails constantly that Salesforce CRM is implemented correctly. Okay, let's do a quick recap. So we spoke about 5 top things why people are dissatisfied with Salesforce. Why did we want to make this video? Because let's face it, when we speak out there with people in the industry and they hear Salesforce, as I said, rolling of the eyes, or something has really gone wrong, or they don't have a good opinion. And there's 5 key reasons here outlined that we think that most people are dissatisfied with Salesforce. Number 1 being user-friendliness. Number 2, endless customization. Number 3, costs and pricing. That's more on the management level, but still something to be very much considered of. Salesforce implementation is number 4. People often forget about those costs. And then, of course, of the cost of the training requirements. You have to train up your team in order to use the Salesforce. So here are my top 5 things why people are dissatisfied with Salesforce. We at Loncom Consulting constantly see these things happening. So if you're interested to hear a little bit more about our service, so how do we really make successful CRM implementations, especially with Salesforce, feel free to reach out via the website in the bottom. Also, to keep this channel going, and if you learned something valuable today, please hit like and subscribe buttons. That will help us do more and more of these videos in the future. Also, check out the newsletter that is in the description of this video. Make sure to sign up and read more interesting news about Salesforce or any other CRM implementation. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time.